talking about egg prices. Why are you bringing up egg? You are the one who said egg prices!
The stock market had its worst day since the last time Trump was president, and this time he can't blame COVID.
As the stock market continues to tank due to Donald Trump's tariffs, he thinks it's going well.
The stock market is on fire, and not in a good way. Apple just lost over $250 billion in one day. Shopify down nearly to 17%. Nike back to 2015 levels. And what is causing it? A fresh wave of chaotic tariffs from Donald Trump. Yes, the same man who thinks tariff might be a stripper name. This isn't just another red day on the charts. This is historic. We are talking trillions wiped off the market, global companies collapsing, investors' confidence shattered, and why the company bleeds. Where is Trump? Playing golf in Miami. Today, we are diving deep into the American response range, fear, memes, and survival guides. From viral breakdowns on TikTok to financial experts begging people not to panic sell. This is the widest moment Wall Street has been seen in years. So buckle up, this isn't just a financial crash. It's a political, cultural, and emotional meltdown. Let's talk about it.
It was you! You said it! Now everything's more expensive! Oh, I can't afford groceries. You could afford groceries! You couldn't afford rent! Your landlord raised your rent, so you elected a fucking landlord to be president who has dementia! Who's insane! He's a crazy, racist moron! Who paid people to write his college papers. He doesn't even know what a tariff is. He thinks tariff is a stripper. Everything just became more expensive. Everything. Do you know how much shit we ship in from Vietnam? It's more than you expect. How the Vietnam V-necks looking, you t-shirt love drop shipping pieces of shit? Oh my God. Oh, no, they're going to bring back manufactured jobs. You don't want to work in a manufacturing warehouse. Are you kidding me? You want to sit at your mouse clicky job. They want to get rid of the mouse click. They're going to replace the mouse clicky jobs with AI. And you're going to have to sit there and put together computer server parts because you never got your HVAC certification. The last job left in America for human beings is going to be building the HVAC to keep the server farms cool enough so we can do AI war with no one. Oh, stop talking about egg prices. Why are you bringing up egg? You are the one who said.
Let's listen.
Way down. The worst day is here because of the tariffs. So, how's it going?
I think it's going very well. It was
Going very well like this. Or this. Maybe this one. It'll just be a short-term decline, right? Red lines don't matter, right? We can correct those with a Sharpie. Nobody's ever missed $2 trillion, right? The fact of the matter is, Donald Trump just unleashed what's estimated to be a $6 trillion tax against the American people, and his White House is already defending it, like this from Carolyn Levitt.
Stability. They can expect to buy American. It's the patriotic thing to do. And
you heard that right. It's the patriotic thing to do. We all need to just buy American and deal with these increase in prices. I, for one, am not going to be gaslit by this administration anymore that this is going to be a good thing for us because everything indicates, and every expert and economist, which are smarter than them, has said this is only going to harm us.
Stock market is crashing in a way that we've never seen before. After hours, S&P down, NASDAQ down, DOW down. It is all crashing down. This is the worst case scenario. Economists are saying costs are going to rise exponentially with all of these tariffs, unless if it's like aluminum and gold. Otherwise, it's just going to get very hard very quickly. Also, we have tariffed an island that nobody lives on. The McDonald Islands, we've tariffed them, and nobody lives on those islands.
What does Donald Trump do after he crashes the stock market and destroys our economy? He flies to Miami, Florida to play in a golf tournament I hope he has a fabulous 3-day weekend while the rest of us down here in the real world are struggling to get by.
So Trump just caused a massive stock market crash today. Probably one of the biggest I've seen in at least 5 years. Apple alone is down over 8% today, and just to give you context, that's $250 billion lost in market value in just one day. Shopify is down nearly 17%, a massive, massive drop. I don't think I've seen Nike's stock price this low in I don't even know how long, but it is now down 12%. I just checked, Nike is currently trading at the exact same stock price as it was back in 2015. Whatever Trump thought he was going to do with the tariffs have just been completely wiped clean. He has wiped trillions and trillions of dollars off the stock market, off of American companies, as well as global companies. He has created massive global turmoil and chaos, and he won't even collect the tiniest fraction of the amounts that were lost with his tariffs.
The stock market is crashing. Yeah, the stock market is literally crashing out. If you are investing, take a look at your stocks, okay? You're going to see that they're low. If you're investing, listen closely to my advice. I have 3 simple tips for you if you are investing in stocks right now. Tip number 1, stay calm. Do not panic. Do not sell out, okay? Keep your money in there. Everything's going to be okay. History repeats itself, okay? If it's down, it's eventually going to go up. Number 2, only take this advice if you are understanding what you're getting yourself into. This is the time to start investing. These next 2 days, it's gonna be beautiful, okay? So pick a stock and invest. And just remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Step 3, if you invested way too much, stop looking at your portfolio, okay? Stop making yourself anxious. Invest responsibly, okay? Don't take your rent money and go buy a bunch of stocks. No, do not do that. Crashes are scary, okay? Just take a breath with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Everything's gonna be okay. And if you liked this Frugal Girl Stock Market Survival Guide, let me know and I can do more. Love you guys, okay? This is life, okay? Okay, yesterday's video low-key blew up, so let's talk about what not to do when the stock market crashes. Tip number 1, please do not panic sell. When the market crashes, people freak out and they end up selling everything. Don't do that. Because here's the thing, you don't lose money unless you sell your stocks. So think about it this way, if you invested $100 into a stock and then it goes down to 70 and you sell that stock, you just locked in a loss, like you cannot get that back. But if you wait a little bit, it can bounce back to 100. Maybe a year, 110, 120, long term. Tip number 2, do not time the market. Trying to guess the perfect time to buy is a trap. So many opportunities are wasted because people are waiting for that one perfect number. That never ends up happening. Tip number 3, stock market crash outs are scary. No one likes seeing their money go down 10%. But don't use this as an opportunity to stop investing. Long-term investments helps you outsmart the market. But yeah, the market goes up and down. That's completely normal. But your emotions cannot go up and down, okay? You need to be calm, cool, and collected, okay? You got this. I love you. You deserve money. So start investing. Bye.
There is one reason for this drop and one reason alone, Trump's tariffs. All 3 major indexes plummeted today. The NASDAQ dropped 6%, the S&P 4.8%, and the Dow 3.9%. Apple and Nvidia alone saw a combined loss of $480 billion just today. This is all following Trump's Liberation Day, where he placed tariffs on every country in the world, except for Russia and Belarus. Investors are panicking, but if you're in that class, statistically, we know that you probably voted for Trump, so you're getting what you asked for. The guy that won on lowering prices is about to raise prices on everything. When you ask Trump supporters what Make America Great Again means in terms of when was America great, most of them say somewhere around the 1950s. No one but Trump wants to go back to the 1890s when everyone was a slave to industry and organized crime around the country. Business groups like the Business Roundtable and the National Retail Federation are blasting this, but again, where were they before the election? I guess I need to stop asking that question. Only 28% of Americans think that tariffs will help the economy. 58% think they will absolutely not. People being disappeared and shipped off to concentration camps doesn't seem to wake people up. Maybe when it touches their 401k. During Trump's first term, we saw him overly rely on the stock market for economic data. He was obsessed with what the stock market was doing. And now he really doesn't seem to care, and that should worry everyone. Trump would only be doing this if he intends on sticking around. And we know for sure now after this week that he wants to.
We're saying people stay quiet. We are seeing organizations stay quiet. We are seeing those who are capitulating to clearly unconstitutional threats. And these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months in our country. And it understandably creates a great sense of fear. Because, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, South Philippa, so. I swore I wasn't going to say that. But I'll say this. Fear has a way of being contagious. Okay? When one person has fear, it has a way of spreading to those around them and spreading. And we are witnessing that, no doubt. But I say this also, my dear friends. Courage is also contagious. Courage is also contagious.
Let's get straight to the point. Donald Trump's newly imposed tariffs have triggered one of the most catastrophic market crashes we have seen in years. This isn't hyperbole. This isn't partial spin. This is fact. Apple is down over 8% in a single trading day, wiping out over $250 billion in market value. Shopify has fallen nearly to 17%. Nike, a brand that has been a steady market performer, is traded at prices we haven't seen since 2015. That is almost a full decade of growth and investors' confidence erased overnight. This is not just a temporary dip, this is a systemic shock with global consequences. And what caused it? Tariffs. New reckless, implosive, crafted tariffs that don't just hit China or Europe. They are hitting global supply chains, everyday consumer goods, and even somehow uninhabited islands like the Magnonas Islands. Yes, we have tariffed an island with no people. That is how unserious this administration has become. Let's unpack what tariffs actually do. A tariff is essentially a tax on imports. When the US puts tariffs on foreign goods, it raises the cost of bringing those products into the country. That means higher prices for businesses, which trickle down to consumers. You feel it at the grocery stores, at the gas pump, in rent hikes, in service fees, in everything. But here's the kicker. Trump's administration is framing these tariffs as a patriotic duty. Buy America, they say, but at what cost? The truth is, you cannot slap massive taxes on global trade and expect there to be no ripple effects. And the ripple have become waves. The S&P is down, the NASDAQ is tanking, the DOW is bleeding. This is a full market correction caused not by inflation, not by war, not by global instability, but by deliberate, avoidable policy. And where is Donald Trump in the middle of this? He flew off to Florida to play in a golf tournament, while trillions in wealth vanish, while pension and retirement account shrinks, while small investors panic. He's teasing off and tweeting through it. This is the political equivalent of lighting your house on fire and then posting Instagram stories of you smiling at the beach. Now let's talk about how this is hitting irregular Americans. If you are someone who owns stocks, especially in tech, retail or logistics, you are already feeling the pain. If you don't own stocks, guess what? You are still affected because those companies employ people. Those companies pay taxes, and when their profits crash, job cuts follow, price hikes follow, economic instability follows. Some TikTokers and financial creators are out here doing the emotional labor of claiming the public. I have seen creators posting breathing exercise explaining why people shouldn't panic sell, urge investors not to check their portfolios. But why are we in a situation where social media influencers are doing the crisis management that should be coming from our government? Why is leadership so utterly absent? This is not just about money, this is about fear. Fear that we are heading into another 2008 style financial collapse. Fear that the people in charge are not acting in our best interests. Fear that we are seeing a deliberate dismantling of democratic norms and economic stability in real time. And fear, as one viral speaker put it, it is contagious. But so is courage, and that is where the American people come in. Because if this moment has taught us anything, is that leadership does not always come from the top. Sometimes it's come from the people with microphones, cameras, keyboards. The people sounding the alarms, the people explaining in plain language what is happening, the people refusing to normalize this chaos. You have people literally breaking down online over how expensive basic groceries have gotten. You have working class Americans who can't afford rent being told to buy America while the cost of goods skyrockets. People are screaming about aircraft prices, gas prices, rent prices, and what does this administration do? They add more fuel to the fire with tariffs that hit everything from electronics to Tesla to food. And let's address this false hope being sold that these tariffs will bring back manufacturing jobs. That ship sank. Most Americans don't want to go back to working long shifts in overheated factories building wages for minimum wage. We live in a service-based economy, a digital economy. We can't just unplug the modern infrastructures and expect to run a 1980s style industry company or economy with today's workforce. Add to that, automation and AI are replacing many of the jobs tariffs are allegedly trying to bring back. And when those jobs don't return, who do you think gets blamed? It won't be the policy architect, it will be immigrants, it will be globalization, it will be anything but the real cause. And the scariest part, we are watching all of this happen in slow motion, with very little institutional pushback. Organizations are staying quiet, corporations are staying quiet, elected officials are capitulating to clearly unconstitutional threats and economic recklessness is silent masquerading as strategy. But let me remind you, markets recovers, they always do. This will not last forever. The question is, how much damage will we allow before we push back? How much longer can we pretend that this is sustainable? Because it's not just about charts and percentage, it's about livelihood, it's about retirement account, it's about people's future. If you are investing right now, here's what you need to know. Number 1, do not panic. Selling in a crash locks in your losses. The market is cyclical. Historically, it always rebounds. Number 2, don't try to time the bottom. Most people lost money waiting for the perfect moment to buy. It never comes. If you are in it for the long term, this is a buying opportunity, not a fleeing opportunity. Number 3, don't invest with rent money. I cannot stress this enough. Crashes are scary, but you need to stay safe. Patronize your essential and invest what you can afford to live alone for years. And finally, this is not the end, not even close, but is a wake-up call, a call to pay attention, a call to ask harder questions, a call to stop letting billionaires gamble with our futures while we pick up the pieces. Alright, if you find this breakdown helpful, do me a favor, like, comment and subscribe for more deep dives on the stories that matters. And if you are angry, confused, inspired, sound off in the comments. I read every single one. Stay grounded, stay informed, and as always, I will see you in the next one.